All right, now, this is the third time I'm recording this. If it doesn't work this time, I'm giving up and it's never gonna be posted. That's not true, I'll just record it with my phone. That's a lie, I'm a liar. So, hi, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I went to model camp. That's crazy. But okay, so point of this video today is I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. I want to talk all about it. I want to talk about everything that we did. I want to talk about how all the emotions I felt, how exciting it was, how much I cried. I cried so much. I was the crybaby of class 124. But yeah, that's what this video is going to be. I'm going to talk all things model camp, and yeah, there's no other way that I can think of to segue into it. So let's just start, okay? Day one, you travel to the hotel, which is in New York City. Travel there, get a tour of the building, get your room key, meet with Coco, show her your portfolio, have a quick conversation with her, and then we go to portfolio class, and that was it. So first thing upon arrival, I'm already freaking out because I couldn't believe that I was there. And I remember walking in being so nervous, but so excited and having like an imposter syndrome moment because I was like, I just can't believe I'm here. I don't feel like I have no experience. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I can't believe I'm here. Why me? Got my key, went up to my room, guess what? Cried. I got into my room and I just broke down and cried. Not because I was scared or because I was nervous. It's because I was so grateful. I was so grateful to be there. I couldn't believe that I was there. I couldn't believe, it was like the 14-year-old inside of me was just jumping up and down. That's who was crying. The 14-year-old was the one that was sobbing. So I was just so excited and so grateful and so overwhelmed. So I said, okay, I have my meeting with Coco. I gotta get it together, and I gotta go downstairs, and I gotta just do this. So I sat down in a corner, and I was just trying so hard not to cry. I was trying so hard to not just break down and sob because she was right there. Someone who I had admired and looked up to for so long. She's right there. And I have the chance to be like, hey girl, here's my portfolio. So overwhelming. It makes me emotional now to even think about it and talk about it and to say that happened. It's like, oh my God, it's crazy. We all sit at the table with Coco and she comes around and she shakes all of our hands and like introduces herself, and she's so nice and so wonderful. And basically what the conversation was we gave her our portfolio, basically told her our like modeling story, what our goals were. And then she told us like basically feedback. So I'm waiting and waiting for my turn. I was one of the last girls to talk, and she gets to me, and girl, I cried. This is the third time I've cried while at this camp already, and it's day one. I cried. I completely broke down in front of her, just sobbed, and I told her, I was like, I handed her the portfolio, and I was like, I'll be so real with you, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no experience. I've worked no jobs. I just have this dream, and I need guidance. So while I'm in the middle of telling her my whole story, I broke down, and girl, I'm gonna break down now thinking about it. Oh my God, I'm gonna break down and cry now thinking about it. I told her, I was like, I cry because I'm so grateful to be here, and I can't believe you're in front of me. Don't look at the vein in my forehead. I get this vein in my forehead when I cry. Don't look at it. You're not allowed. So after I let that all out and I pulled myself together, Coco was looking through my portfolio, And I told her, I was like, since I have no work, a lot of these photos I took myself. Yeah, and y'all know this. I take all these photos for my Instagram because I love photography and all that, and I needed stuff for my book. She was like, oh. She was like, you took these? And I was like, yeah. You know, thinking that she'd be like, don't do that. Don't put your own work in there. But instead she said, you're really talented. What? And then she tacked onto it. She was like, you're emoting in these. She was like, you should really consider also having a career in photography and producing. Huh? So guess what? I cried again. Because it's like, I'm my own worst critic, okay? I think a lot of us are our own worst critic. And so when I make the photos that I do and I come up with these photos, like I make these in my bedroom, like these aren't professional. I just whip these up. And for her to say something like, you could really make a strong career out of producing and photography. Oh my God, what? Like, it's so overwhelming. And to have somebody that I admire so much say that to me, what else can I do but cry, right? So after she gave me back my portfolio and we had our conversation, finished off with the rest of the group, we moved on to portfolio class. So all of us, all 36 of us, went down into the studio and she basically told us all the do's and don'ts of your portfolio, how many images you need, just all the ins and outs of your portfolio she talked about. And oh my, it was so informative. It was exactly what I needed. And yet again, I was just mesmerized by her, and we practiced some emoting. A lot of us cried. Like, it was a beautiful experience, I must say. It was very healing. So after we were done with portfolio class, that was it for the day. We had dinner, went to bed, and then had a fresh start the next day. And so day 2 was all about pose and runway class, which I was the most excited for, because you see all these videos and stuff on Instagram and you're like, oh, I would love to learn from her. I would love to do these things. And so I finally got to do it. And this day was so much fun. Okay, so pose class, I mean, we got to learn how to pose from the Queen of Pose. Come on, is that not the most amazing thing you've ever heard? The whole environment there was just so welcoming. Coco and her team go out of their way to make you feel welcomed and safe so that you aren't afraid to go for it, right? And she even said to us, she was like, if you don't give 100% here, where we go out of our way to make sure you feel welcome and safe, you may want to consider doing something else other than modeling, because that's not how it's going to be everywhere you go. And I was like, T. But after she said that, and after, you know, going through the class, I had this moment of like, I belong here. I'm gonna cry again. It felt so right. And I mean, that feeling is so hard to put into words. I don't think the English language has enough words for me to accurately describe that feeling of just, I'm in the right place. After we were done with class, Coco made us all get in line, go stand on a platform by ourselves, girls on elevated surfaces, made us get up on this platform all by ourselves and pose for 30 seconds. She said, you're gonna get up there, I'm gonna play music, and you're gonna pose for 30 seconds. What do you mean? It was the most intimidating thing ever. But again, I was like, I'm meant to be here. I'm supposed to be here. I'm going to give 120%. And so I did. To kind of conclude pose class, Coco said something that really stuck with me and quite literally changed my life. I know that sounds dramatic, but it has completely changed my life, not only in the aspect of modeling, but also in the aspect of how I produce and do photography in my free time. Like, it completely changed everything for me. She said, your goal is to make them feel something. Pretty simple, right? It was so life-changing for me because it's like, oh, this is an art form. It's not just about being sexy or being pretty. It's not just about that. This is art. Modeling is an art form. You don't have to be sexy all the time. You don't have to be pretty all the time. You can do the weird, kooky, creepy stuff if you want to. That's art, right? And if somebody comes up to you and says, oh, I do not like this photo, it's really unsettling, it makes me feel uncomfortable. Thank you so much, I'm so glad that I made you feel something. Oh, does that not change your life? Does that not change everything? It takes out that element of people judging me personally, right? And that's what I've always been so afraid of when it comes to wanting to model and putting my images on the internet. It like removes me in a personal aspect and just keeps the constructive criticism, I guess, right? So that made such a difference for me, earth-shattering, and I didn't cry that time. But next, after that, we had lunch, and then we immediately went to runway class, which, oh my God, runway class was awesome, okay? Coco made us do this crazy drill, which I'm sure you've seen videos of it online, where we basically have to go into a back bend and walk. We were all so sore by the end of class, and we were all so tired because it's such an uncomfortable position to hold. But here's the thing about me. When coach tells me to do something, I'm gonna do it, okay? So Coco said, you're gonna get in this really uncomfortable position and you're gonna hold it for an hour. That's how long class was. You're gonna hold it for an hour and we're just gonna walk. And I was like, oh, but okay. Yes, coach, you got it. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. So she was sneaky. She told us that it was for our posture, which it was. It did definitely help our posture. It helped us engage our core, all that stuff. But what I realized at the end was it was about discipline, okay? It was more of a mental drill than a physical one. You stand there and you're like, oh, ow, ooh, ow, this sucks. But can you do it? Can you do what coach asked of you? When you walk into a shoot, are you going to be able to hold that really uncomfortable position that the photographer wants you to hold for however long they say? Can you do it? Yes, coach, I surely can. I don't mean to toot my own horn here, but I was the only one in our entire class who held it the entire time. She even called me out in front of everybody, so I'm not just like making this up. She pointed me out in front of the entire class to say that I was the only one who was still holding that position and that I was allowed to relax and do my like regular walk. That's pretty slay. Come on, big pat on the back for me, okay? That's pretty awesome. So I of course was excited, didn't cry, but I was over the moon because it's like, again, somebody that I really admire and look up to and want to work hard to impress gave me the thumbs up. It was such an awesome feeling. I was so excited. It was great. But so then that was the end of runway class, and then the next day was shoot day. We were pampered. Oh my God, were we treated like movie stars. Coco and her team are so fabulous. And guess what? It was all women. Actually, that's a lie. There was one boy, one of the makeup artists. His name was Corey. He was fabulous. But everybody else was women. This entire team of women was just like, yeah, we are gonna give you all the bells and whistles, baby. And they did. Oh my God, it was so fun. Coco was with us the entire time. She's, she's helping us through poses. She's helping position us the right way to make sure that the photographer, Jeannie, my girl, make sure she could get all the right angles. Oh my God, it was awesome. So then after we had all of our photos taken, then we headed upstairs and we had a class with Coco's husband slash manager, James. He did an entire class on agencies and contracts, which is exactly what I was looking for. I was most looking forward to this class because that was the information that I really needed, right? And so it was so interesting, and all of the information that James gave us, I swear it's more valuable than gold. I told Coco right from the start, I just need guidance, I need pointed in the right direction, and that is exactly what she gave me, and what James gave me. All of them, that is exactly what Coco and James provided. They said, okay, here's all the information you need, here's the direction you need to go, now go do it. Beautiful. Fantastic, amazing. So once we were finished with agencies and contracts, that was it. That was camp. It was so fun. Like, overall, this experience was so healing. And it was so informative, and I thought it was everything I was looking for, but it was everything and more. I already thought going into the camp that I was confident and comfortable in my own skin and, you know, ready to take this jump at modeling. But after leaving camp, oh my God, it's like I've just been shot out of a rocket into the confidence planet. I don't know, like I have never felt so confident and so comfortable in my own skin and just so excited to be myself. I've never felt this way before. So it's like, how can I not be like, this was so healing? And how can I not cry about it? How can I not cry, right? Anyways, that is all that I have for y'all today. That was model camp. It was amazing. I had so much fun. And Coco, next time I see you, babe, it's gonna be on the runway. I'm gonna try to do these videos weekly. We'll see. I'm a very busy lady, so we'll see how that goes. That's all I got for you. Hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next week. I don't know how to end these, so cut the cameras.